That'll teach him to be gone.
Ready for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call show that we have three councilmen, myself, or three of the governing body here present. Bo Weaver is on via Zoom. Ron Ankeny had notified Chris that he wouldn't be able to make the meeting today. We do have a quorum.
Oh, goodness, last week's.
There we go. Everybody up and running? I believe we need to adjust the agenda.
Had two permits, one from Lynn Thompson and one from Chrissy Grana.
Chrissy who?
Can I have a motion to move them down to action item number 9, permits?
Yeah, I'll motion it.
Been moved by Bo Weaver. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Zant. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. Motion passed 4-0. Now can I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I'll make the motion to.
It's been moved by Councilman Zant. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Newman. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor say aye to approve the agenda as amended. Say aye. Aye.
All right,
Opposed, same. Motion passed. 4-0. Any communication from the citizens?
Gary Wise with the Chamber. We had 86 people for breakfast. We had 38 for cowboy poetry, 112 for supper. We had two young ladies that did the poker run, and they had a good time doing it. And five-wheelers, I guess they had a good turnout down there. I didn't get down there. Michelle down at SRD had about 275 people come through because there was various vendors set up in there. So.
And Flywheelers was, to me, looked like it, I was down there, it looked like it was real busy. We definitely had people, non-ret tourists, if you will,
Yeah.
from out of state stop, and join in on the festivities. And one couple guys just there from Kentucky, real impressed. Back, the one said he's going to bring his wife back next year.
Yeah. And there was 47 adults and 40 kids for the day in the park with fire truck and water guns, whatever all they did over there.
Sure.
So any questions?
Thank you for your sponsorship.
Yep. Thanks for coming up, Gary.
Jordan Whitener. I see that the town maintenance got a new sign set up coming into town. I was just curious. I was talking to Buddy outside about the old signs that are in place, the Home of the Wranglers ones. I was curious if I was talking to Buddy that if the town would supply the materials to do such, I will repaint those ones and stain the logs so you can actually see those. And
So they stand out a little bit.
and they
better?
stand out. And I was talking to Buddy and kind of agreed that blue would, since they were yellow before, the yellow's kind of faded. You can't see it, but I think the blue would be more absorbed to the eye per se, but would stain the logs kind of the same color that the new gazebo and fence has got or something.
Oh, I think that's a good idea.
But I'll do-
I need something where they stand out better, yes.
And so I'll do that as long as the town will provide the materials to do such.
If Buddy's fit it in his budget, I think that's a great idea.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it,
question
Jordan.
here. Who do those signs belong to?
It was the Girl Scouts actually put them up. We no longer have Girl Scouts around.
Okay, so that my question is,
Sure.
so
Right.
are we
Well,
doing
my
something we don't have
understanding, they
authority
were,
to?
my understanding, they were gifted to the town of Shoshoni.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
So
I
I'm good.
believe they claimed ownership. I believe it was a gift.
All right. Fair enough.
Thank you. Any more comments from the audience?
Flywheelers said their numbers was up pretty good on the show. I don't know what they were.
Sure.
They were up. Pretty-
Yeah, just for general, if we
Yeah.
come up, speak, and so we know who's, so everybody can know, we know who you are, but anybody else for, please state your name and, but appreciate it.
I mean, you
Yeah.
said it was-
It was past mayor, Jay Merrick just spoke for those that did not catch that. And we do appreciate your participation and your knowledge. Yeah, that was good. Thank you, Jay. Anybody else? I won't pick on you, I promise. Nobody else? Thank you. Move on. Consent agenda. Approval of the minutes of June 8th, 2021 through June 15th and June 15th, 2021. Do we want to do them individually or can we do them both at once? That's a question to the council. What do you desire?
Both.
Okay. So can I have a motion to approve the minutes, June 8th, 2021 and June 15th, 2021? Can I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Councilman Dimick made a motion to approve. Can I have a second?
Second.
Been second by Councilman Weaver. Any further discussions? Questions, additions, deletions, corrections? If none being, all in favor of saying aye to approve the minutes for June 8th and June 15th, 2021, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. Motion passed 4-0. Approval of the bills, June 9th, 2021 through June 22nd, 2021. Can I have a motion to approve the bills, June 9th, 2021 to June 22nd, 2021?
I'll make the motion. That we approve it.
It's been moved by Councilman Weaver. Can I have a second?
Second.
And second by Councilman Demme. Any further discussion? Questions? None being, all in favor, say aye to approve the bills June 9th, 2021 to June 22nd, 2021.
Aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion passed 4-0. Go down, building permits, we'll do Bob Streeter's first. Description of. Oh, public hearing. Oh, public hearing, excuse me. I'm trying to move this meeting right along. Ordinance modification code 12-4, second reading. Want me to read it? I'll read this when you get the next.
Oh,
Ordinance modification of code number 12-4. An ordinance amending section 4-12F of Charter 4 alcoholic beverages application generally. Be it ordained that the governing body of the municipality of Shoshoni, the following, section 12-4, parentheses F, of the town code of Shoshoni, Wyoming is hereby amended to read F. House Bill 0013 Law 12-4-102A 7, Roman numeral 7, effective July 1st, 2021 of the Wyoming alcohol beverage control laws requires amendment to section 12-4 F, parentheses, the wording to be read and omitted as follows: this the site with the words and the zoning of the site removed, where the application will sell under the license. Therefore, section 12-4 F in parentheses to read the site where the applicant will sell under the license. Passed the first reading, 8th day of June 2021, passed the second day, this 22nd day, June 2021. Any discussions? Can I have a motion to pass?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
No, Councilman Zent made the motion, Councilman Demme, second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion passed 4-0. Fiscal year 22 appropriations, third reading. You're gonna say as read before?
I'm going to. Ordinance fiscal year 2022 as previously entered in the record for first reading.
Can I have a motion to approve?
So do we need to say as read in the second one?
Yes, I'm going to restate that.
Okay.
Ordinance fiscal year 2022 is previously read, second reading June 8th.
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded? Or just,
Or make the move, okay.
okay, I didn't catch the move. That was what I was asking.
I had to clarify because there was amendment on the second reading.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve the third reading for fiscal year 2022. Do we have any further discussion? Anything else pop up that anybody has concerns with? None appearing. All in favor, say aye to approve the fiscal year 2022 appropriations, third reading. Say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion passed 4-0. Now we can get to Mr. Streeter's building permit. And this is just for moving the trailer and setting it up on the lot. Correct?
Correct, with the initial fee and the requirements for permanent presence there, skirting and signed
Okay.
off by Public Works within 30 days.
And it's a 38 foot long travel trailer. Hooking up city sewer and water. Just for general information, trailers 32 foot and greater are pretty much treated the same as mobile homes by our ordinances, current ordinances. Not exactly, but very similar.
This also includes the building permit for the connections.
Okay, for the alterations of the sewer line. Okay. Can I have a motion to approve?
I so move.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and second that we approve the building permit for Bob Streeter. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Did I hear 3 ayes? We had 1 abstention.
I don't know if I will, if it needs to be.
Question of the building permit in question is Councilman Demick's father-in-law.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So I own the
He owns the property.
It's
Yeah.
his trailer and his everything else.
Yeah. The proper thing would be to abstain on that.
Your gut feeling was right, Mike. Very good. 1 abstention. 3 in favor. Motion passed. Our other building permits are
Business license.
business license, yeah. Business license application, Lynn Thompson, Crossroads RV Park. That's the new RV park that's being developed where the old football field is, between 4th and 5th Street, basically between Idaho and California. Can I have a motion to approve the business license?
A motion.
Been moved that we approve the business license application. Presented by Lynn Thompson's business name is Crossroads RV Park. I like that name. Have a second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve the business license for Crossroads RV Park. Any further discussion?
Should they have a building permit before they get a business license?
I believe
I don't believe they have building permit yet.
we ought, we authorize them to go forward.
With the variance, they didn't get a building permit. It's described that they weren't constructing any items at the time of the council meeting. They were just flattening the dirt, moving dirt around, and weren't constructing any building constructions.
So
So they hooked up to sewer, they hooked up to lights, and to water. Isn't that a building? And they're ready for business. I'm just asking, should they get a building permit? If not, how are they in the tax roll?
Pardon?
Building permits help us identify things in the tax roll as well.
What do you think about that? We did give them told them to go ahead and build, but official building permit, I guess, that was not taken care of. But there'd be nothing to keep them from having a business license, but they're
Right.
before.
No, it's kind of like the argument of whether the chicken or the egg came first, but reading the codes when I was going
Yes.
through it for the RV park stuff and building mobile homes, I believe if you have a modification to anything, you have to have a building permit.
Okay.
So you are right on that, I believe. I'd have to review that in detail. That's my gut feeling right now. But I think you could still approve the business permit and then continue on and get the building permit as well.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense for you to deny it now, because you've already approved it once in council, so.
Improve the variance,
Right,
but not the construction or the building permit.
right, yeah.
It's just, I think we need to keep our paperwork in order.
Correct. Yeah, it's just the intent was there, so we probably just need to clean that up.
Just go ahead and have
Yeah.
move forward on it. Yeah, I was under the assumption since we approved it, that was,
Yeah, I just need to clean up the paper.
okay,
So it would be my advice.
okay. That's what we will do. Any more discussion on the business permit? None being all in favor of approving the business permit for Crossroads RV Park, say aye. Aye.
All right.
Oppose?
Abstain.
One abstain. Do we need to ask why the abstention, or we just go ahead and move forward?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, that's what we've been doing. I just didn't know if I was doing it right. Yeah, making sure. Very good, thank you. So 3 in favor, 1 abstention, 1 absent, 3 no pass. Building permit, Christie, the Grana? What is Christie got building?
Fence.
Oh, okay. What's that? Well, put an electric gate.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be high. Yeah. Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. Does anybody else? Can I have a motion to approve
I'll make the motion.
building permit? Thank you.
Second.
Moved and second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor to approve the building permit? I can't. For Christie Grana. Say aye.
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 Opposed, same. Motion passed. Any? We don't have any scheduled appearances or presentations.
With the county or whatever changing the address of Bonneville Road to Show Bond.
Uh-huh.
On behalf of Midstream Energy Partners, can I have an updated business license with the correct address following such?
Yep. I think we could do that pretty easily.
And we won't have to repay for that, right? It wasn't our change in
No.
address. Okay. All right, that's all I had.
Uh, 4th of July fireworks permitted.
I think with the years past, councils allowed fireworks various times throughout the day. But I think it'd be more prudent with the dryness of the weather and the amount of fires going on, that my suggestion would be to disallow certain types of fireworks, mainly airborne or aerial display of the fireworks in the town limits. I know people still might do them in the county, but we don't do something, and we have another fire like we did last year where it almost burned down the Shoshoni Motel. I think we're putting ourselves out there a little bit. So that would be my suggestion, if fireworks are not involved.
Chris, we can't hear you.
I said that with the fire danger in the county, that it would be my advice that if fireworks were permitted in town, they be of the non-aerial variety. And also, it would be not prudent for us to allow it with the known conditions of the dryness of the weather and the fire danger of what happened last year where the Shoshoni Motel nearly burned down because of it. And so that's all I had on that. If they were allowed, they'd be restricted to some form and not just a free-for-all as in years past.
Hey, Chris,
Yes, sir.
I have to agree with you. I talked to multiple first responders, including you, and I had some concerns, Shoshone citizens asking me about that. And with them winds we've been getting and lack of rain and everything else, I agree with you 100%.
Any other discussion?
Make the fire department happy. We had this conversation yesterday, at the training meeting. Was the perspective of what to do. Same thing, was there going to be a fire ban or not? But I know some of the department will be gone, so we will probably be shorthanded on the 4th and the 3rd. Seems like there's a split. Some people are doing fireworks on the 3rd, some will do them on the 4th. But yes, our conclusion with the dryness was if the county doesn't do a ban, then we just have to be on our guard.
county has done a ban, I just seen. Class A, B, and C fireworks are banned anywhere in town. We don't care.
Cities have.
Right.
Anderson.
Or yes, fire department right with you. So I guess those-
So really, just to clarify, it's not gonna be allowed, so everyone knows ahead of time that they can't do them, or if they are, whatever's allowed. Hopefully get the message out to whoever.
Right.
Whatever is decided upon. But that's my advice is would be not allowed this year.
Snakes and sparklers sound good to me.
I mean, the kids get to have a little bit of fun still, but
What are we gonna do with the adults? They're heartbroken.
the bar's open.
Snakes and sparklers.
They're crying to do.
I think
Yeah,
based on what we had last year, so they went through in our meeting, they talked about the report from last year, the amount of fire that they had last year on the 4th of July. And it was, they had more firefighters not be able to respond to the call they were paid for because they had to stop along the trail, put out additional fire.
And we're awful dry out there.
I don't know that Shoshoni has a big enough area that you could designate for citizens. You said if you went to this, like a football field in
I
essence.
tried to think of something like that. And there are other places up there, like in the Army, we had a big parking lot that everybody could go to. So we would burn down the whole county or the bases. But we don't have anything like that here to allow that. So
Years past, we used to do some at the rifle range. But I don't know if we've got a lot of improvements done to the rifle range if we want to still do that anymore.
I just had an instant message, someone asking the same question about the gun range.
We'd have to coordinate that with the rifle, but I don't know. That'd be a concern because we do have a lot of
It's awfully
improvement.
dry.
but still, even if they were, but the airborne ones, you know, they land out there and they start brush fire and still the same problem. Even then, the rifle range.
I do at Buddy's house.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention something. I spent years with the fire department before,
Mhm.
and my biggest thing is us running around after fireworks, chasing little spot fires,
Right?
then you get a car wreck. You know,
Then you,
and you can't, you're already designated to the little spot fire. So you had to call in Riverton or something. It's a bad time to do it,
Mhm.
especially with the dryness,
Sure.
you know? So. In my opinion,
Normally-
it's like our department will respond to a car wreck and then a little, because you get them all over the place. It's just not one place. So,
Normally I fight this afternoon. Like I said, I haven't spoke to any first responders that, everybody's just worried about it this year. And, that's got to be our number one concern. I'd like to have the fireworks. I enjoy doing them myself, but I just don't know if this is a good year for it.
do we ban all fireworks? Do we allow sparklers? Do we allow firecrackers? What is,
I guess that's what I'm asking.
that's what you said airborne, or that's what I was getting at? I don't know what A, B, and C.
I just want to make sure we have the right messaging out so people know what they can and can't do.
Snake or sparkler.
I mean,
Flowers not included.
Well, those safe, sane ones are pretty much on the ground. They might go up 5 or 6 feet when you light off, but stuff like that I think would be fine. I just wouldn't let mortars and anything that's taken off in the air.
Buddy, what's A, B, and C? You said A, B, and C fireworks are banned in the county. Do you know what that is?
I can't remember the classifications, I think the A's are the big ones that like fire department put off down here. And the lower you go, I think like C's are are the smaller ones that,
Like water
And-
rockets.
yeah, that anybody can go buy over the
Right,
counter, I
okay.
guess is what you'd say. I think that's the way it went. But I know the county's banned all of it. I just read it. The county commissioners put it into effect. Must have had a meeting today.
Okay.
The A, B, and C fireworks nowhere in the county. They're banned.
Well,
They're still gonna do it. You're not, they've already bought it.
But it's better than a free for all. I mean, it's myself. Well, try to limit, I mean. But yes, the fire danger is high and that's why everybody is. And I know a few people have said, well, Riverton's still doing them down at the Little League Baseball. But it's the fire department that's doing it. They're right there, so. And like, I guess Lander was doing there.
Well, Lander's still allowing fireworks too in town.
Are they? Yeah. Good for them. But that's all up to you guys. I wouldn't recommend it, I've chased them before during the 4th and I'm sure Mike and them don't.
Well, he's right. It's kind of a give or take. So they talked about last year when the motel or the apartments went up in flames, there was almost a page out to the island that caught on fire. Someone would say, call 911 because the island was on fire where they were shooting
Sure, yeah.
fireworks. And so they were saying how it would have been if the trucks would have left here first and gone out to the irrelevant fire on the lake. This would have been just
And then you're
crouton.
what, 20, 30 minutes out from your backup, like Riverton or Lysite or Mo Valley. Mo Valley is a little shorter, but still, it's timing,
Yeah.
Personally, myself, I'd rather have the fire department here for something major, like I say, a car wreck, a house fire, if there was a house fire, But my boys on Riverton, and they've had numerous fires over there already because of fireworks, and some not necessarily because of fireworks, but there is a lot of grass
Mhm.
fires because of it. But, I know people might be a little irritated if you do, but I agree with Chris. The aerials usually the ones that light things up.
No Roman candles. Well,
That's aerial. Anything flies in the air, aerial, your little crackers, sparklers with the little kids. I mean, I don't feel that's, but them are my opinions, so.
Well, should we put out no aerial fireworks and city limits?
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I think we should do.
We need to get the message out now and so people understand. So that's what we're gonna do.
But also with them knowing that if we have regular normal rain and things are different next year, that we'll definitely have fireworks again in our town. This isn't a lifetime ban or our ban while we're in office. This is just for this year only because of the circumstances.
Yeah, we need to react to the weather.
Well, I would put your flyer in support or in lieu of Fremont County's fire ban. We're going to support with the exception that you can have your,
Well, I don't know if they've outlawed, I've seen if they've outlawed firecrackers and they may not have. That was why I was asking Buddy for the description.
I looked on the internet, it was broken down to explosion category. I don't understand that either. 1.4, 1.3 G, grams.
So are we comfortable allowing fireworks and like sparklers and stuff for the kids?
I would think so. I think aerial's a good word as
Yeah.
far as, there's still gonna be people that are gonna put fountains. They're gonna say, well, my fountain was on the ground and then
You like that description, Marshall?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's up to the council on this, but I was just reading what he was saying, so Class C is anything that it's a firework that doesn't take training to use, so.
Okay.
And then they have other classifications like smoke and oh, I can't remember the other ones, but visual specs, which I'm guessing are sparklers.
Or is it better just ban all fireworks and we don't have any misinterpretations? That'd be the question.
I think we should have ground ones for the kids.
Okay. So we want to ban all aerials?
Yeah, I think we could do all aerials, but keep like the little showers and stuff that you could do off the ground with those cones and stuff like that, but no blasting off bottle rockets and mortars, all the fun stuff.
How does Chris feel about it? Might be busy.
Yeah, you're gonna be busy saying, cut it out, cut it out, cut it out.
Well, you remember I said, taking days off?
Well, Andrew's gonna be on the fire department that night, so how's Matt feel about it?
So, see, I believe our city ordinance bans all fireworks already. And we've been just making exceptions to it the last 3-4 years in a row. We've made exception allowing them. So I guess the motion, we're gonna make a motion or proclamation, whatever we should be making, that we're gonna allow firecrackers and spark, huh?
Well, I think from the department, so depending on who was here, I would say collectively, the department said, well, there's not gonna be any fireworks in town. So instead of waiting by the phone, if you said somebody's could take a truck to go to that spot, knowing that there shouldn't be anything major in town, I think would be much more positive on it.
That way there's at least the truck there in case. It's essentially control. Right.
Sure. But that goes back to what Chris said. What area do you designate as far as, do you take the park across the street over here or the rifle range, or there's not a lot of space. I don't know how much space we needed.
I mean, if you allowed it at the rifle range, non-aerial at the rifle range, I think that'd be a lot dirt, less chance of it being something in town, other than the mess that we possibly created, people leaving trash out there, another issue. So it's
Go on the town's west 40.
Control, it's control with fire department. And, if you have two officers on duty, one, or even a couple town people, just making sure. to keep up.
I just don't want to have any confusion amongst people that are used to shooting off fireworks. And then 2 days before or a day before, we're trying to get the word out, and then I'm dealing with it all night long, and we get fires and stuff like that, versus doing it now and being very clear and concise. This is what's allowed, this is where you can do it, or,
Well, that's what I'm
or
saying.
nothing at all. And that's,
That's what I'm saying, this is spot, and here's your times, you can light this off, this destination, anywhere else with it. Citation.
yeah, but we can't depend on having a fire truck there because they might be other fires and they're gone. And what?
I move that we allow fireworks with the exception of aerials for 4th of July, starting at 8 in the morning and be over by 10 o'clock at night.
So the 4th is a Sunday.
Oh, that's right. I missed that. So what day?
So it's an interesting thought, because now we'd be into the extension of, do we have to do it for the 3rd and the 4th?
Or the 5th, because this is legal holiday.
Wow, open up a can of worms with this one, didn't
But my only thing is it's always dry. Yeah. How can you dictate it's any drier last year?
But the fires that broke out a lot sooner than they had the year before. You look up north, what's wrong,
But that was starting like
no.
one in Red Rock.
Well, I guess from your perspective, law enforcement, if you do a day, ain't gonna fly. So you either have, we're going to allow it for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well,
these
why can't you
hours.
just have it one day?
Yeah, just for the 4th on
Well,
Independence Day.
If it's
guess
on
we
a Sunday,
could, but
what
that's-
difference?
That's what comes to him. What are you gonna do on your Saturday night with people? If some are, I mean, you run around and everybody lights a sparkler Saturday night, say, buddy,
Well, the holiday is 4th of July, no matter what day it falls.
I mean, I get your point. I mean, obviously a little discretion if little Johnny's out there on the street with a little sparkler, drive by and they put it out. I'm not gonna go track down his parents and issue citations because he's running a sparkler. However, it can easily get out of control when everybody's doing it everywhere, and everybody's calling and complaining. And that just becomes a very, very long weekend. And then I might be at your guys' house, but why did you approve this?
I'll be buddies.
But I think one day, I mean, give it, if it's that serious and the water content in the ground is so dry. You look around the county, everyone's lawns are dying. Nobody can keep a lawn. It's not because you're not watering.
The wind sucks once you're out.
The ground is so dry. That's the difference between this year and other years. The water is, there's nothing in the ground. And so if it does ignite, it's gonna burn super hot, super fast, and Mike knows, and that's the problem. So I would say if no aerial and just one day in a certain specific time frame, that's how it is. I'll deal with everything else as far as that, get the messaging out, and hopefully people will comply.
Well, I second the motion on the table.
Okay, it's been moved and second that we allow non-aerial fireworks on the 4th of July from 8 AM till 10 PM. Any further discussion? That's within the city limits of Shoshone.
We went till midnight last year, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember.
And I thought we started around, it was starting around 11 or 12.
I can't remember the starting time, but we were shutting down at midnight.
I think since
What time are kids supposed to be home on Sunday?
11 o'clock. Well, it's summer, so
we give them a little more time. It's just, we're just doing ground stuff.
Would you like to amend your, or do you want
I'm
to leave it
thinking
the way it is?
reply, because we kept it open till midnight for the aerial things. And with no aerials, why do we need to keep it that late?
Because they're still gonna want to do the ground ones.
I can say
It's a lot
I'll
of
be out.
sparklers in the night.
We'll be out till midnight or after midnight. So, I mean, it doesn't matter to us.
Buddy, what time are you going to bed?
You said sparklers are allowed. You didn't say to what extent.
Can we amend the motion to 11?
Well, wait, amend your motion.
Had to put us at curfew on a Sunday night.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's in our hour.
I want to go to bed personally. 10.
Gary said he wouldn't mind them all.
I'll second the amendment.
Okay.
We have an amendment to the motion that we allow fireworks from 8 AM to 11 PM, the 4th of July. No further discussion, kind of approval of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Same. Motion passed 4-0. Don't know if we missed something in there, but I guess we got it approved. Just no aerial. Report from the clerk.
Well, the budget's done, so that's good. Really short report. I will have a year-end financial report to the council by the 27th of July. I will try to get that out to the council for review on the 23rd prior to the meeting. So any questions or try to expedite that if there's anything there. I do anticipate ending the year with a slight surplus in some of our funds that were unspent, mainly lighting, street lighting. We didn't use really anything this year. Our payroll, as far as employees goes, we were dead on budget, so I don't see any overruns on budget at all. And the water department is going to have a small surplus at the end of this year, mainly because of monies that was unspent in other regards to cleaning that was previously budgeted. So this is kind of a preview. So we'll have a full disclosure to the council by the 27th, or to the council by the 23rd for presentation on the 27th. And that's all I have.
Round, no executive session. What?
Oh, sorry, I did have one thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. The community development block grant, we just got the documents today. So they were signed, executed, and will be sent off to WCDA, and we can then acquire and start that project with Shoshoni Motel and Rippers here next week. Finally, that is able to go forward after months of delay.
There's several. They're getting more the first one they've done this type of grant for.
It's been kind of a, yeah.
So they had to learn. The state had to learn their way as we move forward.
But also with that, I did discuss with them a couple things regarding housing. So because of our social economic levels that we have in Shoshoni and our levels of lack of housing, we qualify for all their assistance they can have. So the same group that's helping us do that will help us develop a plan for housing for those areas, as well as senior housing and west expansion area, if it's dedicated towards housing, and they will actually help us with that process to get development going. Sorry. So that was something that just came up today too. So there's a lot of funding avenues out there now for residential housing expansion for rural areas like Shoshoni because of our economic status.
Do they do those based off of square footage? Does that have anything to do with it?
The square footage of the house or
The house or the apartments? They could say it's got to be
under 2,000 square feet
Under 2,000 square foot
for a house.
for a house.
for a house.
And then do apartments qualify for, or does it have to be like a stick-built home or a duplex or?
Well, no, you can do on a foundation. So you can have a manufactured home on a foundation would still qualify, or stick built home, or
To do apartments, so.
duplexes. And so that'll be forthcoming here in the next couple of months as we go through. But I was just want to let you know that I'm excited they are. I was expecting that they were going to be helping. I thought we were going to do everything ourselves, whatever that looked like. And they said, no, that they can do this and they can line things up and actually come work with us and develop a plan kind of along the lines of our master plan and those types of things. So kind of all. So it's just something that's kind of exciting as far as having some help from them, and they have all the links for the developers that statewide, that's all they do. They just finished a project in Sheridan, I guess. So it's still ongoing with these projects. Tax incentives, they're able to do things even with a depressed market or high lumber prices, they can still be able to build things.
They have more than one program that you can work with on the infrastructure, on single family dwellings, sell and moderate income housing for apartments. They have different programs that, but they're willing to work as they're wanting to work with us on all of the above. And that includes some more senior housing.
And just to clarify, when I say affordable housing, that means people making on average $67,000 a year for a two-family household or a four-family household. That's what they consider.
That's the maximum.
No, that's the median.
Oh, median.
That is what they consider affordable housing.
Yes.
It's not 25,000 a year or something that it's not. They say affordable housing. That's what they're talking about. So two people having a job, one making 40,000, one making 27,000. That would be
That's
a house needed.
Isn't that above, based on this census, that's above the median income of average Shoshoni?
It's for a four-person house.
That wouldn't be a very affordable in San Francisco or New York City.
No, that'd buy a rug mat for your dog.
But in Shoshone, Wyoming, that can get you a relatively nice house.
Here's Bill Gates. You ready, Mike?
Is he a Republican? He's my grandpa.
But nope, that was pretty interesting. That's good news.
Yeah, that was all today, right before the meeting. So
Mhm.
that's why I just thought of it. So I apologize.
Yeah. Anything else? Questions? No executive session. Citizen of the Year, we'll tabulate the votes and we'll get the word out. And we'll have a regular presentation for that, where we'll get the candidates that got the received votes and have everybody here and make a presentation to do that. We can either set that up at our next council meeting or have a several special meeting for it. I know in the past, that's one way they used to do that. I thought was pretty good, and they had quite a few of the citizens would attend that. Yes, that's exactly where we had it. And I think that I'd like to go back to doing it that way. What do you think?
I have no problem with that. Just figure out the date.
What's the date that, do you know when you're coming back?
Sometime next week.
I don't know. I'm just saying if we can it'd be nice if we could get all the council members there, if we can work around their schedule. All the governing body. Late next week?
Yeah, sometime next week. I'll know more over the weekend.
How does late next week work for? I'll have to check with Ron. He's not here, but.
So Matt, why have you on the first,
Oh, yeah, the first.
10 o'clock, that's be over by then.
Yeah. We could do it later the first.
I didn't read that.
You're saying that, like the 8th of July or something like that? Be on a Thursday,
Well, we have a
Wednesday or
council meeting that day.
huh? Thursday.
Sorry.
I'm thinking Wednesday or Thursday was my thoughts. Keep away from the 4th and the 5th. Or we could do it on the 6th. I'm just saying, stay away from the 4th and the 5th. Whoa, what do you think?
Yeah, that's so far out. That's fine with me.
Okay. What do you? Got a day you prefer?
No,
Mike? Tuesday or Wednesday? Or Thursday?
Doesn't matter to me.
Let's do it Wednesday then. July 7th. Want to do it at 6 o'clock?
Sure.
Do we want to provide some sort of meat and have a carry-in dinner for? It's just a thought,
I
or,
don't know, my mind going through my phone call today on a blood drive,
okay,
and it's, forgot what day it was. I signed up for 2 o'clock.
in July.
Yeah,
Should we clarify that and make sure we don't have a conflict
yeah,
and then just,
because I don't know if I know there's a blood drive that first week of July.
Okay.
After the 5th.
we'll try to research
I
that
want to say
tomorrow.
it's the 5th
Okay,
off the top of my head.
well, if there's a conflict, we'll try to figure it out tomorrow and change it.
Yeah,
We'll schedule for the 7th, Wednesday.
fine with me.
Okay. The 7th. 6 o'clock. What are the thoughts about a carry-in dinner like that? Or
Would have people RSVP for it? Or if you're saying carry and just,
I
if you
mean,
come, bring your food.
yeah, we try to. Yeah, bring in food. Only thing I'm saying, we could offer a meat.
Maybe the
And
chamber
people
wants to
bring
run
in
the,
potatoes or potato salad or,
maybe the chamber wants to run the grill.
maybe.
I can call Jody, he volunteers for everything.
This can be the senior center.
At the
Oh,
senior center, or we could do it at the fire, we could do it just as well at the, we used to do it at the senior, we could do it at our,
I guess we're
at the community room.
It'd probably, I guess it'd be easier.
We could do it at the park, weather permitting.
Take hot dogs.
We could do hot dogs and hamburgers. Glad I thought of that.
Bring your own buns. Be like, oh yeah. We can call Mike and have him spray during.
Oh, I'd be good with the park.
I think park's a great idea.
Yeah. And we'll do it at the park.
Where's the alternative?
Yeah.
Like I said,
Then,
community room.
yeah. Okay. Provide hot dogs and hamburgers, let everybody else bring chips or potato salad, desserts. We'll get some picnic tables set up down there.
I think it's easy to buy for it. You usually buy for these things as far as.
You bet, yeah, it is.
A couple cases of either one, so you're not guessing.
I think that's what we did for the last
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah. The last.
Yeah.
Bought cases of hamburgers and
Yep,
hot dogs.
That's good.
sounds great. Glad I thought of it. Jordan's not listening. That's fine.
Well, thank you for coming, Gordon.
Okay, let's go.
I actually have a big grill.
Jordan Whitener, would you please step up and be recognized?
No, you called on me.
Now, if you called him Bill Gates, he would have stood right up.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Okay. No, that's good. Touch base. One thing I want to touch base on, we're working on having a sort of a speed test race. When we racing against here who gets a speed gun. I've been talked with Fast Lane and Fast Cars and out at the Mushroom Farm on Sunday, July 18th, to have something like similar to what they do in Graybull, Wyoming, except they're set up with more like they're drag racing side by side. This would be just running against a speed gun. And there'll be different classifications, so you can bring your Volkswagen out there and do it, or a fast car, pickups, and
Pedal bike.
just sort of a get together Sunday, and I think good chance could draw quite a few people to town. I know the Grable does it three times a year. I know I believe they had 105 or 107 participants in June, with about 900
We went
people
to that
there.
this past.
Huh?
We went 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Charlie DeWitt and Bobby Cornell both raced. And they won.
Okay. What'd you think of it?
It was fun to say. We'd never been in this area, so to see how many people show up, just what you're saying, everybody from a golf cart
Yeah.
to whatever is off the street to really, really fast cars.
Right. Well, I gotta find out if they don't have a motorcycle class up there. I've been talking to the people with Grable. I don't know why they do not. If there's something, if there's some issue with why they do not have motorcycles. The racing I do, they have motorcycles, but we're racing a mile or mile and a half or a half mile. This would be a 1/8 mile with all the longer. It'd be the same distance as Grable. Really, we don't have, that's all that, to safely give you lots of room to shut down in. That's all the further longer you can run out there.
Okay, you'll hit dirt road, yeah.
Yeah.
Or start at the cattle guard back to you.
Yeah.
You'll slow down in dirt.
Yeah. So, but you don't want to get on the dirt, but the dirt works because it goes, clear into town. You have,
Okay
in
with
case someone has an old shit moment. They got.
But is Bo okay with this? Is it his yard?
Yeah, I'm way good with that. I think it'd be great.
We're working on the time. We're still working that out with people. It would start, I'm guessing, I like to start earlier. I think in Grable they start at 9 a.m. Is that right? I'm gonna go up to the next one, but I believe, so 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, something like that. Earlier, it's cooler. In the day, you can make faster times.
Joe, are you going to take your newest car and handle it?
Which car?
Your pedal tractor.
Oh, that one. I don't know if I can get the grandkids to pedal it that far, I will. Yeah,
If you
it's,
don't know, Joel won the pedal tractor flywheel at Saucon.
and I've been told it was a rigged deal, and I said, well, I had nothing to do with it. Yeah. Hey, I tried to get on it, but it doesn't work.
No.
He wants to drop the flag at the race.
Yeah.
flag drill.
But we seem to got a lot of interest, and that could turn into something, that could be bringing a lot of people in fast lane, and even suggested get some vendors out there. I said, they can always come in here. She said, no, let's get vendors out there and we'll still people come in. And so Monica was going to talk to some vendors and was even going to see if some of like the farmers market people wanted to sit out there.
You got a date set for it?
It'll be July 18th, which is on a Sunday. What we would be doing would be piggybacking off the big car show in Riverton. They have the big car show. They have the drive night Friday night, the car show Saturday. And then they also have the motocross. That's the little sports cars doing their thing up in the parking lots.
Oh, the college, yeah.
At the college, yeah. But I talked to Steve Harless for one, talked to several. I went to Hudson and Thermopolis over the weekend. Talked to quite a few people and been kicked around a few. Once it sort of got some interest in it, so I thought I'd fill a few people out. And we may only have 30 to 50 people, but I think 30 people would be quite a bit for us on a first go around.
There'd be a lot on a one-way road. down
Yeah.
there. So what they were doing in Grable to help with that track, was
Right.
they would run everybody down to the end of the track, and then when that heat was done, bring everybody back up.
Have to do something similar like that. And we're not wide enough run side by side.
Well, I mean, just
Yeah.
spectators and
Yeah.
people that want to race, or I guess run.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of, I know, I've seen pictures, they had a lot of people there, but we've had last couple, had kicked this around before and COVID last year and stuff, but we had a venue like Grable has, we're in the middle of the state, it'd be good, but I think they'll go get quite a few people just.
At least for the first time it'd be, because no one would know, everybody would say, great, let's go try it.
Right.
Second time they might say, that was fun, but.
Or they may like it.
Or we might have to asphalt the road in front of Bo's house too.
Yeah.
Why don't you just asphalt airport?
Be easier.
We can figure out how to do that.
Yes, Joel, did you ever find out whatever it is that they spray on the pavement for
No.
traction if it'll harm
No,
the asphalt?
I gotta, I've talked to Dave's asphalt about it. We gotta. He said, if it's anything, okay, I don't think it's anything petroleum, because petroleum makes it slick. It's something to stick it up. He asked to get the compound, what they actually put down. I will find that out and then talk to him about it to make sure. We did have a couple of racers ask if we could there's a compound they put down for drag cars. I've drag raced a little, but I don't know what the heck it is. I may deal with mile race. We don't put it down. So I talked to him today about it, and I'll find out what it is. He said if it's any kind of petroleum base, you definitely don't want to put anything petroleum based down. But petroleum base make it slick, so it's not. That's what he said too. So it may be okay. He don't know.
Okay, I know we talked about it, and I never did.
And I told the guys that asked me that I'd have to research it. And I said I was going to talk to Dave,
Right.
but he needs more information.
In the 70s, it was a bleak.
Is that what it is?
It says so on Wikipedia.
Okay.
So what's the town's liability of this?
The cops gonna do that?
Well,
The cops gonna race?
Right.
Town street,
no.
a town sponsored event. What's our
Well,
liability?
it won't be really a town sponsored event. We could there could be some liability. A couple things we do to prevent, we won't have spectators lining the road. The spectators will all be back. That's probably what they did in Grable too, right?
The thing when we got to Grable, when you went through, it didn't matter if you were racing or not, they gave everybody a liability form.
Sure.
You didn't have to sign it, but if everybody came, whether you were a
Right.
spectator or not, I don't know how that falls in the risk category.
This is
Yeah,
whole
that,
world for me.
yeah, that is, and I got a copy of their liability form, which I forwarded to Marshall to look
Yep.
at. To try to eliminate all the liability
Okay.
that we can.
Just long, just felt me brought up. and be aware.
Sure,
You could probably do one for the public, and if you were going to drive, sign.
sure.
I think that's what they do in Grable.
Yeah, and we'll also do a tech inspection of the vehicles. Make sure they're safe. Make sure tires, that's an important thing. Some of the, big accidents or stuff that I've been involved with, truck racing, I'm in related to tires.
They have to have a license plate.
Well, you gotta be Grable, you have to be, they allow you to race if you've got a driver's license, 16 years old. I don't know if their form says it's gotta be street legal.
I don't remember.
I didn't see that.
One of them, Douglas, it's either Grable, you have to have a plate, and Douglas, you don't, or vice versa. Charlie told me that.
I don't remember them saying it had to be street legal in Grable. They may.
Like that, I don't remember which one it was.
I didn't, I sort of went over the form.
You got the race this week in Douglas.
Yeah. They're just racing 8th mile now too. I've raced in Douglas when it used to be quarter mile. But Fast Lane is gonna sponsor it. That's the word I got from Monica. The Mushroom Farm may also co-sponsor. I don't know, maybe some other co-sponsors involved. But anybody can sue you for anything. You gotta keep that in mind. So is it without risk? No. We might be able to get some additional insured insurance. Or, I don't know. What do you think, Marshall?
If you have a waiver and people know that's potentially hazardous, there is statutes in Wyoming where it's pretty hard for them to come back and sue you on that. And I do believe, though, it would be prudent to look into insurance as well.
Yeah, do you think that should be a requirement? If we can't get insurance, we don't move forward?
That would be up to you. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I'd have to do a little bit of research, but. And then the other question comes into, I believe, when we talked a little bit before, there's what the liability pool said. So that's the other thing. You are a government entity, which makes it harder for people to sue. It's an outdoor activity. So here in Wyoming, like I said, if you do something outdoor activity and you sign, you know it's a hazardous endeavor potentially, what you would be doing by having people getting waivers when they come in, have a sign, have the driver sign waivers. It'd be pretty hard to come back on the town.
Thank you.
Okay. Pardon?
Thank you.
No.
I was just teasing you.
We'll sort of continue moving on that. We'll give you an update. We have a council meeting before that event. So. But it might drum up a little, give some more reason to come to Shoshoni. I'd even get some people in the RV park. And they said they would promote the race course at the car show. So
Hey, Joel, what about talking to Tim Davis? He might allow people to park on that lot right there. That might help out with stuff.
yeah, I know. Okay. That,
Just a thought, he's got a nice big lot that he's got all cleaned up and he can
Yeah,
put quite a few cars on if you would allow it. Car trailers, whatever.
oh, you mean for unload? A lot of people won't want to, well, depends what they got. A lot of the trailer cars won't want to be on the dirt.
Cause you only got so much room out there.
Yeah, I know, but they got asphalt they can drive down, they can unload and load. If
Yeah.
their trailer,
You could also use it for parking for spectators too. If he's okay with it.
that may be far enough down that's
Yeah,
quite a way.
yeah. Maybe the mushroom farm will allow parking.
They will.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, they will. But we'll see how many cars come and what the issue is, but yeah, we can talk to Tim, but any other thoughts?
On that,
Okay. Very, very good. Anybody have anything else?
I
got one thing. I met a person
Hang
out
on,
here.
Bo.
go ahead, Bo.
Go ahead, Bo.
I met a person out here I was actually buying a herder shooting bench from, and he is actually the person that is running the new ambulance operation in Wyoming. He'll be in Riverton, and I wanted to bring up to everybody that if anybody is looking to become looking for work as an EMT paramedic, that they are hiring. They're talking to some people out there right now, but they are hiring. So I just thought I'd bring it up on the council here to see if anybody would be interested in that. Kind of a small world. I'm over here in Arizona and met the guy that's running the show over there.
Interesting. Did he have much other to say than that?
Nope, that was it.
Yep. Okay. Well,
I had a assist calling and ask, is the burn pile gonna be opened up again, or is it shut forever, or what?
Agenda, here I am. Well, I mean, it's totally up to the council and the mayor. My opinion, it's shut down for good. It's been a hassle for the maintenance. They had it down by the wastewater plant years ago when I first started it. Being clear down there, it was kind of out of sight. People were throwing their trash in.
Right.
DEQ got word of that, shut it down. So we moved it closer to town to help people with the rushes. Then DEQ was contacted. I had a call from them. Their recommendations is shut it down. I agree. We're all adults. We can take care of our own stuff. Can't, but I don't know what to do. It was being abused. I mean,
Yeah, I saw Tim in there,
it
balance,
just
everything else. You're right.
beds, mattresses, and it's like, come on, people,
Yeah.
so,
So I have no problem. I just
right.
I
and the
just need to
last
be able
one-
to say the council has decided this.
And that's, like I say, that's totally a decision you guys gotta make, but my decision that I told DEQ, okay, I will shut it down right now. Satisfied them, kept us from getting a fine from DEQ,
Okay.
You
that's
know.
good.
so
I'll just tell them that it's shut down.
yeah,
that was, like I said, my opinion is, it's more of a hassle. It's been a pain in the neck since it started, so. Just,
Thank you.
I would like to see it stay open. We've already lost our landfill, and I think it's a big part of helping getting our town cleaned up. So I don't know what we need to do, but I don't want to close it.
I hate to see it go too, but I don't have an answer of what to do. I just don't know.
What if we burn it more often instead of letting it get so big?
Well, the problem is burning it, the citizens complaining about the smell of it burning, I believe. Do you want to address that a little bit, buddy?
You know, and one of my reasons for saying that is, you know, here we got burn days until the end of this month, you know. I mean, I don't agree, just like the cleanup days. Everybody throwing their stuff onto the town to maintain. You know, I mean, it's there to help the elderly that can't get out, stuff like that. Yeah, somebody will have a tree blow down, no big deal. But when you start getting citizens throwing mattresses, bed frames, you know, and there's a sign, but I guess they don't read it, you know.
Speaking of signs too.
Well, I know. You got a good point there, Chris, but so that was kind of the point on that, you know. I mean, I've utilized it sometimes, but most of the time I got a burn barrel in my backyard. I burn my limbs, my leaves, my grass clippings. I don't see that other people can't do it, you know, but so and like I said, it's just been a hassle for the town. The town's gonna get in trouble. It ain't gonna be the citizens for throwing this trash in. It'll be the town.
DEQ's after us.
Oh, yeah. That's the
Yeah, they were
second
pretty
time.
upset.
So,
And they got some calls from concerned citizens complaining about our pile.
yes.
Was what really brought it to a head.
Well, yeah, after the last council meeting,
Yeah.
it exploded, and yeah, I got the friendly call from DEQ, and I don't like, you know, bad news from DEQ or EPA, but so just to appease them, I said, I'll go right down there right now and I will shut it down. And they said, good. So,
Thank you for making that decision.
and like I say, it's just, we got better things to do as a maintenance. I mean, great
Busy.
roads, taking care of water system, sewer system, you know, besides babysitting a brush pile, you know, and the fire department being called out wee hours to put a brush pile out, that, you know, so it's just a hassle to me. But like I say, it's a decision you guys got to make, but I made the spur of the moment decision to appease DEQ at the time, just to get the monkey off the town's back, you know, and
Well, sometimes you gotta do that. That's,
right. And I had no problem doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
that's right.
but for future, it's totally up to you guys to make that decision, you know, so.
Yeah, I don't have the answer on how to do it. I don't.
It's gonna be
Jordan Whitener again. If it's gonna be kept open and that is the decision made, is there something along the lines of maybe fencing it and only having 1 day a week or somebody dumps? But then you have to have somebody basically manning it to make sure they're not throwing nonsense in there like they have been.
But then you gotta turn around and burn it again. That's kind of the point. You set it on fire and you spray it with water. The next day, you ain't gonna set it back on fire. It's just, you know,
Well, I just was thinking to
these are
eliminate what's dumped in there, but I don't know. Yeah.
What if we made a huge fine? Make a big fine for people that dump out there. Not 50 or $100, make it a big fine, make it hurt. Burn more often so it doesn't smoke out the whole town. I know it's a pain in the butt, but you know, because we've already lost the landfill, so what's next is you're gonna give people dumping it in the desert.
Yeah. Well, I think it's closed for this year anyway, and I don't know if we can come up with an alternative. I'm sure willing to look if we can figure something out, but I don't have an answer that would work. There is only so much the town can provide, you know, but I'd like to figure out how to do that. If people are good custodians of that, we wouldn't be having this big issue. You know, if it was, that's why we had to move it in closer to town, because people do dumping just everything out there. I don't know how to, you know, you had it further out of town where it was before. But people just throwing trash and dump everything else in there, then that's an issue, because like we got a DEQ, we called on us for, you know, running an illegal dump out there.
And so how can
What
we
if we
do
just,
it?
what if we just opened it up twice a month during the burning season?
I don't know. I think this is something that definitely got to be worked with our director of public works and if there's a solution, I just don't know, but there's, I just don't know of one.
And even when it was moved into town, I still had people throwing trash in there. I mean, Chris, we can't sit down there 24/7. So that's why I'm saying, we got better things to do besides babysit a brush pile,
Yeah.
So.
There again, the many is getting punished for the bad of
And
the
that's
few.
what it is, the town was trying to help people and, you
Sure.
always got that one bad egg that thrown in for everybody, so.
But it seems like, buddy, this, regardless of how big or small the pile is, you're still up against the smoke issue.
Yes, and that was the big issue
Seems to be
one
part of it.
gentleman had was, yes, and I guess it was his wife had asthma,
Right.
which it affects it, I'm sure, so.
That's
I
why
can
being in
understand that,
town.
right.
Yeah.
So, and like I say, we allow it, the pile gets so big, when we do go to burn it, it burns for a while. It is just not up and gone in an hour. It takes a while, So then, okay, I put in for a burn permit for the town and we're requiring the citizens, they cannot start a fire, burning their brush or whatever limbs until 9 AM. It's got to be extinguished by, I think it's 7 or 8, all flames, everything. But here we are, we, as a town, and we put them rules out there and never ones I get the permit through DEQ.
Right.
And here we are, the town, we set ours afire and it burns for days. So I kind of see where the citizens was
Sure.
upset with that. But it just, and like I say, I'm up against the wall. What do? I can't make it burn any faster. Get a bunch of fuel, but so.
Did we get a bunch of, have we got
My-
complaints from
I-
before?
What was that, Bo?
Did we get complaints like last year, the year before, or was it all on this great big pile when we had that big wind pickup?
No, I had complaints last year, which I dealt with the guy and, I think the fire department. Did you guys go down there one time last year? I think you did. And put it out and it took days for it to dry out so I could finish burning it, So like I say, it's just, and honestly, and I'm gonna tell you straight truth, it's a hassle for the maintenance. It honestly is, dealing with people's stuff. I feel, I guess I better stop there before I dig
Yeah.
myself too deep. So
No, I
When does
appreciate-
the fire, when does it end for this year? Like for burning in your own yard and stuff?
burn days is till the end of this month.
June 30th.
Okay.
Yep.
That will work. Thanks, buddy.
Anybody have anything else? None being, can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So move.
Motion.
Been moved and seconded, been moved by Councilman Zant, seconded by Councilman Weaver. Well, any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion, meeting adjourned, 8:34.
Go for lunch.
Yes.
Yeah. I got a question for you.